Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Retail Talks. I'm Christina, and here with me today is Darko Pavic, CEO of
Hello.
Digital Solutions. Hello, Darko, how are you?
Hi, Tina. I'm good, thank you. And I'm really excited about the topics today because it's a really important topic. So let's dive in.
Yes, me too. So last week we broke the ice with a fascinating story about Olive's Young store opening, but today's topic is, I would say, a real earthquake in the retail. So how do you like our title for today? When AI lies, who pays?
It's a kind of provocative, let's say. So, because I don't believe really that Google will pay if Gemini is lying to me, but it would be nice idea. Can you imagine that? But it's actually telling more about the problem that we have, and especially in the industries like retail, where the consequences can be heavy if AI is lying. So that's why it's important topic, and it's a good title, I think.
Yes. So to understand the scale of this, what happened last week, the German court ruled that Google is legally responsible for what its AI says. The court basically said that those AI answers aren't just web links anymore. They are Google own words. Was this somehow expected? And Darko, what happened actually?
Yeah, so let me try to give you a kind of an overview, because I don't have really all the details. I was not there and I didn't see the report of the court. But it was really very official topic and very official problem which happened. So basically there are two companies in Munich. Those companies are publishing companies. And those companies sued Google. And why they sued Google? Because Google's AI, better to say, not Google, but Gemini actually, created an overview about those two companies, which was totally lie actually. So they created, the AI created an overview about those two companies, putting them into the light of scammer and a kind of criminal company doing criminal activities and this kind of thing. Even the Gemini created the links to the companies which are really criminal companies. And those links, those connections between the two Munich-based publishers and those companies were not existing. So it was absolutely hallucination, actually. But that hallucination put them in a very bad light and created very bad image of the companies. So that's why I understand them totally, that they said, so no way to let it go like that. We will sue Google. They did that. And on the court, they started, let's say, the process, and Google started to argue against that. And actually, Google was telling during the process that they are not responsible for the data processing, that they are not owner of the content created by the AI. Like AI is a kind of special individual, special person responsible by itself for the content. So it's crazy a little bit. And they tried to explain that Google is actually just a search engine, so listing a kind of content created by the third parties. All of that was rejected by the court, and court actually decided that AI summaries are actually pieces of content created with intention to do something and totally different than the third-party information which are listed in the search engines. And I understand that. It's very logical for me, because those statements, those content pieces are actually statements which are much more than just a list of the links. And then in the next stage, let's say, Google tried to convince the court that there is also disclaimer on the page where the AI results are published, telling the users that they should check by themselves the sources, telling the users that AI could make mistakes and that they are not responsible if the AI is making mistakes. Even that was rejected by the court. So this means Google lost, but we have to say that this is maybe not finished topic, because Google just a couple of days ago just announced that they want to appeal the ruling, so that they want to fight against that and maybe to at the end to win that. But for the moment, they lost that case, and they had even to pay the 80% of the legal costs. So it's not just that small issue. So they really lost. But we have to be fair, and we have to say that this is just the German topic. So it's still just located in German and somehow limited to the German country and German area. It's not European rule or European-based rule. It's still just German. But nevertheless, it's a very strong signal, let's say, how the courts are thinking about AI-generated content and answers. And probably it's a very, very strong signal towards AI industry, because now they have to think twice about the results of the AI conclusions and summaries.
Yes, of course. Like you said, there is often a small disclaimer at the end, on bottom, saying that AI can make mistakes. But are the disclaimers enough? And like you said, AI is sometimes wrong. So what happens when AI is wrong? What happens when AI gives you the wrong recommendation for the product, for example? It is a big risk for some companies, right?
Yes, so it's definitely big risk. So let's go step by step. So disclaimer. It's good to have disclaimers, and it's very important to have them. Even we as a consulting company, we create disclaimers as well, and we tell our users as well, please go to the legal, official legal places and ask additional for certain explanations. So to have disclaimers is also very important, for sure. But they are not enough to put the responsibility somewhere else. So the point is actually to accept that if you are doing something and you are creating something, that what you create can cause certain problems. And if that happens, it's your responsibility. Mm-hmm. The same situation is in the AI world. So if I own the tool, AI tool, and that tool creates something, of course, I'm responsible for the results of that tool. I cannot say, so I don't care. That tool is like a separate person responsible by themselves. So this is definitely the case. And this is what the ruling is actually confirming. It's just confirming that if you own something, you have to take the liability for that and responsibility, and that simple is that.
Yes. And honestly, it is very interesting because in the beginning, from the retail perspective, AI was search engine for giving you, some informations to brainstorm with the AI. And now it is somehow like AI is a publisher. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, even more. So if we think about the Google strategy, or not the Google strategy, let's go even step before that. If you check the statistics of any homepage in the moment, any site in the internet, you will find out that a big portion of people are coming actually from the AI-based tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and so on. So the market share of the people which are not coming through Google, but through AI tools is increasing, it's growing. So this means Google recognized that, of course, because Google is the leading search engine on the market with most market shares. They recognized that. And because they recognized that, they started to think about the strategies, how to stay relevant, how to keep the market shares and not to lose the market shares direction AI. So that's why they came up with a very intelligent and genius idea. So the idea was just to exchange the search engine algorithm which they have with AI. So this means instead of leaving the search engine environment, Google search engine environment, and going to AI, I don't need to go to AI like ChatGPT. I can have AI by staying with Google. So that was the reason why they decided to let the search engine disappear, actually. end of the month, I think, or something like that, they will roll out this new search engine, which is not search engine anymore, which is basically Gemini. And the results of the search engine, of searches, let's say, will be first interpretation of AI, and then the list of the sources which they used. And that interpretation, this is actually the content created by AI models like Gemini, or in other cases, other models. So this means search engines are dying for sure, and AI is becoming the place to search and then to understand everything around the internet and around the different topics and so on. So yes, search engines are dying, and yes, AI is becoming publisher, because AI is already now creating the content, publishing that content through the channels. So there is no difference if I write something and publish, or AI tool publish something and write and publish something.
Yes, yes. And what about AI agents? I mean, with the rise of AI shopping agents that can actually purchase something for you completely, this becomes even more critical, right?
Yes and no. So I see the AI agents a little bit different. Or better to say, I don't see them different than typical LLM, because AI agents are just the pieces of software which are based on the AI, which are doing certain things. If I develop that kind of agent, and if I let it work, let's say, then I'm responsible for the consequences if that guy is not working correctly. And this is the same situation like we have now with Gemini and summarization, which happened in Munich. So this means, yes, AI by themselves are maybe a little bit different piece of software doing different topics like buying in the name of the customers or searching for certain things. But at the end, the owner of that AI agent has to have the responsibility for the consequences that are caused by that agent. But the agent can be on the side of retailer, on the separate platform, within the LLM or whatever. So it doesn't matter. At the end, the question is the responsibility, and that's on the side of the owner of the agent.
Yes, I agree totally. Do you think that this whole situation in the Germany will cause a bigger risk for the retailers? I mean, do you think that companies will become more careful after this?
This is a very good question. I strongly believe that this situation, this court decision, will have a huge consequences, and I think the consequences will be on two sides. On one side, on the side of Google and similar companies which are running, let's say, the AI tools and models, because they will now be much more careful about the data that they are using for the training and about the output which they produce. Because they know now if they produce the wrong output and if they hallucinate, if the AI hallucinate, it can be very costly. So the risk is now officially there, confirmed by the Munich court. So this means they have to be much more careful. And that means following situation. They will rely more on the data which are proved and verified. If you are a retailer, for example, and you want that your products are listed on the AI platforms, whatever, you will provide certain data. But if that data, maybe product data, whatever, are not provable and not verified somehow, AI will ignore it. Because if they don't ignore it, the risk is higher. So they will request, let's say, a kind of verification of the data that retailer and other companies are giving them to consume and to show on the platform which they have. This means for the retailers, it will be much more difficult to produce this kind of data, because who will confirm that your data are really good? It will be difficult. At the same time, I strongly believe that that kind of AI models like Gemini will turn more direction sources which are officially more or have a higher credibility, like mainstream news sources or something like that, or very well-known internet pages or services, because they can be more sure that those sources are really reliable and really good. This means at the same time that AI training way or strategy has to change. In the moment, the mostly used data or the mostly used source is actually Reddit. And Reddit is not really, you cannot really verify the data on the Reddit, because it's like if we are talking to each other, that's it. It's human discussion. So I'm not giving the proof that I'm right or whatever. It's a free discussion. And AI loves that and learns a lot of that. In the future, I don't think that they will use it anymore, because if they use it and if I'm wrong, the guy who is commenting something on Reddit, then at the end Google will need to pay because maybe they made a wrong conclusion. So I think they will avoid this kind of services which are not provable and cannot be verified. Yeah. So I think for the retailer, it's a becoming a difficult situation here, really, really difficult, because it's not only enough anymore to produce the right data. The data have to be verified somehow, and you have to be sure, let's say, that AI is talking on the right way about you. So the retailers will need to produce data and to monitor AI to see if the AI is maybe not lying about them or creating bad image or whatever. So new services or new topics are emerging just right now.
Yes, very, very interesting. Do you rely on the AI completely?
This is a bad question. To be honest, yes. And to be honest, I am becoming lazy to check AI. At the beginning, I was checking everything. So I was asking for the sources, and then I opened each of those sources, checking the content, searching for the elements, which I see then in the text of the AI. But then I saw I need lots of time for that. And then I thought, okay, if I don't check it now, maybe nobody will see it. And I'm starting, I'm living with risk in the moment. So I'm just taking it and it's okay. Of course, I'm pushing myself to check and so on. But if I'm honest, I'm getting more and more lazy. And I think this is the common situation, that everybody is getting lazy. And
It is, but again, I'm sure that it happened to you also, that the AI was wrong.
No? Many times. Yeah. I think the AI companies will have to put more efforts, let's say, in producing the models which are either working better or at least telling to users, I'm sorry, I'm not sure, but I assume something like, like that. Then I would know I have to check, okay.
Great. Before we go, I have one last question for the end. Do you think that we are going to hear more and more of these kinds of stories about AI going forward?
I'm absolutely sure. The reason is following. I don't think that this kind of more or less negative happenings in the industry, or positive, however we see it, will stop somehow the innovation. Companies will continue to innovate. They will innovate. They will not wait that certain courts are ruling something or that certain legal frameworks are published. They will continue innovations. As long as the companies are innovating, or the more the companies are innovating, the more discussions we will have. The discussion started already a couple of years ago related to the copyrights, because the question was, if the AI is using the trainings data which are belonging to somebody, and that person, that party has the copyrights, who owns the copyrights of the result? It's a good question. It's not solved till today. So the discussion is ongoing, and just the new points are coming, like legal frameworks, how to use it, how to train the employees in the company, and so on, and now related to liability. So I think this discussion will continue. Yeah. But before we close the session, I want to close it also very positively, because there is first, me personally, I like this situation, and I like that it's clarified more and better who is responsible for what. I like that. The second very important point is this situation is opening opportunities, or creating the opportunities for the new companies and the new services and new products. I mentioned before that Google will look now, or Gemini will look now for the verification of the facts of the data that retailers, for example, published. But that verification instance or company or party should be independent. So suddenly, I'm sure very soon, we will see kind of companies just responsible or just providing the verification of certain data. They are like reference so that Google can check on that reference if that data over there are correct or not. It's a new business. Or the next new business is to check and to monitor all the data which are existing in the AI and all conclusions that AI is doing for the retailers. For example, one retailer has maybe 20 different brands, and that retailer wants to know what is AI talking about it. Is it talking positively or negatively? So I could provide service for that. My job could be every day just to check what is AI talking around around the world. And as we have a lots of different AI tools, trust me, this is 8-hour job for sure. Of course, there will be software tools to automate that. But you see, what I wanted to say, these kind of changes are not only stopping some kind of activities that we had in the market, they are creating also the new activities, the new ideas, and maybe even the new jobs. So that's why I like that at the end.
I understand, yes. So we will see. One thing is certain, we are just at the beginning. So thank you, Darko. Thank you for all your answers and for the conversation. I had a great time. And thank you all for watching. Follow us, share us, and we will see you next time in Retail Talks. Goodbye.
Thank you, Tina. See you next time. Bye.
See you. Bye.